Yo, 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 you know what it is. This your boy Dizzy D Spill on the Notion Podcast. And I have another episode of Thoughts of Dizzy. Yeah, it's been a minute since I did a Thoughts of Dizzy. Definitely could have been in the cleaning up the culture concept, or episode. But I definitely wanted to share my thoughts on a situation. And it's not just a situation, it is something that I think just needs to be talked about more. Other black YouTubers and other YouTubers have these conversations, but I wanted to take an approach that I feel isn't talked about maybe enough, or I guess in some cases not at all, depending on what we all consume. So, brother man, Johnathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan. I wanted to group them together, even though I'm mainly going to be talking about Johnathan Majors. And the reason why is because there's something that I've been noticing that's been brought to my attention, whether it's somebody DMing it to me or somebody personally sharing their thoughts and views on it, and then me going out and doing some field work. But it's really the conversation that I try to avoid a lot because I don't want to make it about one thing, but it's mainly this this attack on on the brothers, man. And what I see a lot of times is I see when something happens in the world, in the media, with a black man, the first thing that comes out rather quickly is the um, history of this black man. And it's crazy because it's always done on the big outlets, the news outlets. If it's a big enough story, we always want to talk about the person's life. Um, if they're accused of something, um, if it's a situation where they allegedly did something, even though we live in a country where it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, it's obviously the reverse effect when we're talking about the court of public opinion. And the thing that stands out to me the most is the fact that in our community, we have a bad habit of sharing our views and really um, choosing a side or choosing a stance on somebody's past dating history. It's things like that that make me feel like sometimes our culture could be doomed in certain aspects. And while I laugh at that, I do worry because of the court of public opinion in the black community. Now, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on, so I'm going to try my best not to drag through things. I'm going to try to just share what's going on and then make my points. So, my thing with Johnathan Majors is obviously there's some things coming out, there's some speculation. Nobody really knows for sure what happened or what's going on unless you're looking at police documentation or if you're in his camp. But all I know is that when something happens with somebody in the community, especially a black man, we have this thing where, oh, well, he only dates outside of his race, or he was mainly dating outside of his race. And so it turns into this, oh, we don't care. And like I said, it's the most confusing, contradicting thing to me because I don't know what specific movement is feeling this way. But all I know is that from the conversations that I see and the conversations that I have, it's obviously a lot of our sisters. It's a lot of black women feeling a way towards him and feeling like, oh, well, he's on his own. Figure it out. We're done. We're washing our hands, with the black men because they don't want to date us, or they're making it very clear that they're going to exclusively date other people outside of us, or we're excluded from the opportunity. Now, the issue that I have is a lot of times when certain brothers say this, if they have mentioned this, or they've let it be known publicly that that's how they feel about the sisters. Okay, I get how you feel, but I, in my opinion, feel like when brothers say that or when brothers are doing that, a lot of times, just hear me out. it's brothers that y'all don't want anyway. And so I feel like you guys have a tendency, and like I said, I'm speaking to a certain group of women that are operating and thinking like this. I really feel like you guys use men that you don't want or don't care about as an excuse to act a certain way, feel a certain way, and say the things that you say about us in general. Like, I really do feel that way. Because let's take Johnathan Majors. I know who he is. He's in Marvel movies. He was in some Marvel TV series. A lot of black people talked about him mainly on Lovecraft Country, I believe is the name of the show, which I never watched, but I was encouraged to watch. But I know him from countless other things that he's done. And I never just heard women sit there and just talk about, oh my gosh, he's just this, he's that, he's this type of actor. I'm not saying nobody ever did, but I'm just saying not in like groups, or not as far as into where he was going viral. I feel like people talk about him more because of Creed. And if you just happen to be somebody that's into the comic book world as far as a Marvel is concerned, then you probably seen him there. But nobody was talking about him like that. And then come to find out, he gets into a situation and it's with a woman that's not of our race. And now you guys feel like, oh, whatever, figure it out. And it's just certain things that I see, certain screenshots and information and posts that I see that get sent to me. And I'm just like, that's crazy. It's crazy that, because I don't remember him, like, I don't remember any of these men, making it a point to say, I need all my people, I need all my brothers, I need all my sisters, all my black men, all my black women. So it's like, why are you volunteering an opinion, about how you're going to feel about somebody, or what you stand on regarding that person that didn't even ask for it, and you don't even know all the details? Like, it's weird to me. But what I think the weird part to me is that if it's this brother that feels this way and that's doing these things, it's like, oh, he is dating a white woman, or he's dating a different nationality of a woman, and so we're not gonna be there for him, and we're not gonna support him. But then at the same time, you guys are encouraging each other to not exclusively date black men. Where, again, I've mentioned this in episodes in the past. What is the code of conduct with y'all? Like, what is the actual code of conduct with y'all and standard with y'all? Because it's either hypocritical or it's but either way, it's stupid. And the reason why I brought up Michael B. Jordan is because it's the same scenario. I remember seeing this dude on The Wire. I remember seeing this dude on Hardball as a kid. Nobody was talking about this dude. And I feel like when I say nobody, I'm talking about the sisters that feel away about who his dating preferences are. It's the same scenario. I don't understand it. Like, I feel like when he did the Killmonger role and y'all seen him with his shirt off, all of a sudden he became some form of eye candy to y'all. And then now it's an issue because of who he's dated. And I don't even remember seeing any articles or seeing any tweets about him downplaying the sisters or anything like that. But it's like, because of a person's dating preference, it's like, oh, I'm not even going to rock because you don't. It's like, how do y'all know what's going on in these people's personal lives? Y'all do understand that everything that you guys know is privileged information by people that want to basically, in a nutshell, be nosy for a living. Reporters, TMZ, all of that stuff. That's the nosiest people in the world. That nosy kid in class that always got you in trouble. They probably work at TMZ, or they probably work for the news. And that's the only reason why you got this information. You guys are not going out and really just, I really admire this person. Let me see their background, and then this is what you come across. It's the information being delivered to you and how it's packaged and mailed to you. And it's crazy that on one hand, we're like, we got to protect our own. We got to build ourselves up. And on the other hand, it's like, well, they don't care about us. They don't want us. And it's like, and you guys speak in general a lot. And that's crazy to me, because based off what you guys say versus what I see, I be confused. I know what you guys are talking about, and I've witnessed those things too. But the way that it's being presented, it's confusing to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's this point that you guys make about we're deliberately not going to support you because of what you've been affiliated with or what you support. And I wonder, like, is that for the betterment of you? Is that for the betterment of the culture? I mean, I don't get it. But I do know that the court of public opinion is stupid. Now, I know that we all as individuals have a job to protect our reputation with, we're supposed to guard our reputation um, with our life, what I've read. And I definitely stand behind that. But when somebody is innocent, because I don't care what you guys say, I don't care what facts you guys have, until he gets in court and they say you are guilty of this, you are out of pocket right now, y'all. Now you can say I believe that this happened, I believe that happened, but y'all really out of pocket. Y'all really out of pocket. And you know, outside of black men, I do feel like men are under attack in a sense when it comes to being accused of things, when it comes to being judged for things, and all of that stuff, man. But I don't understand how people are so quick to be like, oh, we don't support you. But then, like I said, you'll see the same, protect black women, protect our sisters. And I do stand behind that. And I do believe in that. And I do believe that that should happen. I understand women in general go through a lot, but our black women go through a whole lot. And for the fellas that love your mothers and love the women in your family, y'all know that. We know this. But what we also know is we don't like being generalized, and we don't like being poked at or being told that we need to choose a side about what we stand on based off of who we date. Now, I do see some conflicts in dating outside the culture, just like other cultures see conflicts, and I see the conflicts. I understand that. I'm very aware of that. But to be so malicious with it and to be so um, invested in a divide behind that is what I don't understand. Like, that's crazy to me. That is so crazy to me with these two men, these two brothers. It's wild. I wonder how many people, when they find out that, black men are in an interracial relationship, or they had a situation, a domestic situation in their interracial relationship, do y'all go back and do y'all look at the things that they've done in their community? Do y'all look back at, if they ever dated, in their community before? Like, do y'all really do y'all research, or do y'all just start from the news that you receive that day or on a daily? Like, we are some of the most backwards people in the world. It's just like, for you guys that are familiar with the black YouTube space, the situation with Melanie King and mediocre tutorials. Like, the thing that's crazy about that whole situation, for y'all that are familiar, and it's a lot of women going in on Melanie King. Now, let me say this for the record. I personally don't trust, like, Melanie King's intentions. Why? I don't personally know her. I haven't been invested in her content like that. The things that I have watched, I just kind of scratch my head and I have questions, for my own personal reasons. Now, I'm not discrediting a woman, and I'm not saying that what she says is a lie or any of that stuff. I'm just saying I don't trust her approach about everything, or that she believes a lot of things that she's saying. And I have my own personal reasons. And I don't know, maybe if I get enough people asking me in the comment section, I might share those reasons. But I have nothing personal against her, and I don't believe that she spews a lot of lies. But what I do think is interesting is there was a scenario with this woman. This is a black woman at that, that got into a debate with another black woman about how she's carrying herself, and says some controversial things to this woman on another podcast. Now, the thing that throws me off about, and why I say we have so much confusion and contradiction in our culture, is because she got on a live with mediocre tutorials, and there was some flirting going on, there was some drinking going on, and she was a little loose with it, dancing, twerking, flirting, wanting to kiss the guy. And apparently they people that already don't like her took that content and they used that as a point to make about her being a hypocrite. And the thing that I thought was funny about her being a hypocrite about what she's doing is that there was some men attacking her, which that comes with the territory in black YouTube. Everything that we do, it's always got to be some kind of barbaric fight for the top, crabs in the barrel type of situation. But at the same time, the thing that also bothers me about it is the black women. See, I made this point in other podcasts, and I'll continue to make this point. You guys want the world, and especially us, to treat you with the respect that you do deserve. But then at the same time, you guys will tear each other down to where there's damn near no respect left. Now, don't try to make the point in the comment section or whatever about, well, that's not an excuse and that doesn't justify. That's not my point that I am making. My point that I'm making is, how are you going to ask for something that you're not given? That's my point. That doesn't make any sense. Like, you got to be bleeding hypocrisy at this point. I don't understand that. How are you guys attacking each other and tearing each other down the first opportunity you get? And the thing that's crazy to me is there's always people with the mic, or there's always people with the platform that act like they've never done anything in the world. They've never done anything contradicting or controversial, but they want to go in. That's the part that's wild to me. It's okay if we have a conversation. It's okay if we want to slap somebody on the wrist because of something that they did, something that they said. I get it. We black people, we reprimand each other way more harsh than others reprimand us. We really, really do. We stand behind each other. We'll get together when you touch one of us or you do something with us. But man, we go in. We never let that person live or forget. Prime example, Will Smith. And it's crazy because we went in on Will Smith, and then now everybody's kind of going in on Chris Rock. And he was the victim in the beginning. But that's the point that I'm making. We don't really have this code of conduct on how we should be operating, or what's okay or what's not okay. We have sides. We're divided. Sometimes we're divided in different cuts. But at the same time, it's like, what do you want? Y'all don't respect us. Y'all don't value us. Y'all don't appreciate us. But then when it's y'all having a conversation with each other, oh yeah, you're this, you're that, you're, and it's just like, yo, get it together, man. This man is losing. And I'm going to just start from the top to the bottom. Johnathan Majors is on the verge of just losing everything, losing roles. I guess he was going to play Otis Redding in a movie, and he got dropped from that. He's getting dropped from all of these different deals. The dude is already getting reprimanded, and he's not even convicted yet. And let's just say that he's innocent. We find out all of this stuff is not true. It was just all big misunderstanding. He's not going to get those things back. And I can see a lot of stubborn people not taking back what they said. I never, ever see that. That's one thing I don't see in the comment section on social media or on YouTube. I never see somebody come back and say, you know what? I felt this way before, and then when the facts came out, I was wrong. People will delete their comment like it was never said, or act like they never said something first before owning up to their part in helping tear down somebody. That this man is already feeling the consequences before he gets the ultimate consequence or the ultimate exoneration, I guess we can say. So you have him, and then you have a Michael B. Jordan, who I really respect and appreciate the fact that he's grown so much as an actor. He's had some great roles. I don't hear no scandals about him, really. And you want to tear him down because of his dating preferences again. That's crazy to me. Like, what are y'all doing? And then you have the Melanie King sister who, oh man, they going in on her. They pulling up, her marriage. They're pulling up alleged lawsuits between her and her ex-husband. They're making allegations about her altering her body and altering her face. And I'm like, yo, there's some men doing this too. But the women are participating as well. That's the ill part to me. If we want to jump on how the men are dragging her, yeah, that's weird. It's very weird. I'm just calling it what it is. It's weird, bro. You do your thing, you get your views, you make your content. It's weird, bro. But with the women going in, that's my concern. That's my focus, because these are women that use the excuse of how we treat y'all as in general of why you feel the way you feel and say the things that you say, but you're doing it to each other. It's crazy to me. Like, it really is crazy to me. And then when something really bad happens, or really controversial or political, we need to band together, we need to grow together, we need to boycott. Man, shut up, man. That's not how you feel. You're talking because it's hot. That's what's going on. You feel the way you feel, and you on that because it's hot. But we're so hypocritical. We're so backwards. This is not how we build. This is not how we build. We need to learn to have isolated meetings, and we need to learn to reprimand each other in a private environment. Like, we really do operate like Bad Boy and Death Row in the 90s. We pick sides and we go to war, and nobody wins. Jay-Z said it best. Nobody wins when the family feuds. That is so real, and I'll continue to quote it. But we're backwards, man. We need some help. We need therapy. We need to learn patience. We definitely need to practice empathy and humility within our culture. Like we really, really, really lack that. We really do. We all have a responsibility. We all have a responsibility. Like so many of us, no matter what age, shape, size, identification, or preference in how you live in your lifestyle, all of us love to say we're black first. Okay. And so what does that mean? What does being black mean to you? And if it does mean something to you, how are you conducting yourself? And what are you doing for your community? When we sit down and we can have these conversations, we can let jokes fly, but there should be a point in that conversation where we have a serious tone to the conversation on what are we going to do? How are we going to grow? How are we going to support? But to sit up here and drag people, because even if these people are guilty of things because of mistakes they made, is crazy, because we have the luxury of people not knowing our personal business until we get famous. Until we get famous, then it's over. Then you do anything wrong, you jaywalk, they is on you. They on your helmet. So we definitely need to practice a code of conduct. We definitely need more empathy. We definitely need more humility. I do think it's important that we reprimand each other, but it needs to be with love, though. I mean, even if it's in a rough tone, it needs to be with love, like you're better than that. And there needs to be some kind of point made about you need to be better and you have the potential to be better than what you're saying, what you're doing, or how you are acting. Attacking the other side, attacking somebody that knows your plight just as well as you doesn't do anything for you or your culture. It never will. And time is showing that. It never has. History is showing that. So what are you going to do about it? Now, if you're doing this to get clicks, to get likes, to get comments, to get money, whatever the case is, well, then nothing I'm saying matters to you. And your morals aren't aligned with mine and people that care about this culture. But I'm telling y'all, we're not winning. We never win. And we want to complain about why we don't win in another culture's game. We not winning Oscars. We not winning Grammys. We can't even win with each other. Until we win with each other, we don't need to be worrying about why we not winning stuff in other lanes. Because we can't even win the race that we're running with each other. We're too busy competing with each other. So let's get that together first. Let's get that together. Anyways, before I get out of here, you know what I'm saying? Leave your comments, your likes. Please subscribe. Turn the notifications on. Let me know your point and what you think about my points that I made on Thoughts of Dizzy on the Notion podcast. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think there's some hypocrisy going on? Let me know. I know some of y'all gonna throw some smoke in the comment section, so go ahead. Well, let's have a conversation. I'm cool with that. Let's have a conversation, a real conversation, an adult conversation. I'm your host on the Notion podcast. It's your boy Dizzy D Spill. And tuning into the Notion. Thoughts of Dizzy. It's been a minute. Until next time, peace.